If I was a rich girl, na, but I'm not. I'm Des. And I'm here with Jess. And
Yes.
this is Speaking into the Abyss.
Correct.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So, Jess, what have you been up to lately?
Man, just living life.
Ain't we
Living
all?
life.
Unless you're not.
Oh, yeah. My week has been very busy.
Mm-hmm.
Had a sleepover.
Oh.
One of my besties spent the night. We watched Jawbreaker. Have you ever seen that movie?
I have seen that movie, and I
Okay.
was just talking about it the other
Were
day.
you?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Dude, I'm not even going to go into it because I feel like we've talked about it
Yes.
a lot, but like I feel like we're just all on this same page because I'm just hitting a lot of things lately.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because she had never seen it, and I was like, dude, I grew up watching this movie.
What did she think?
She was like, is this the original Mean Girls?
Crazy.
I was like, yeah, and she was like, whoa. I was like, yeah. I was like, honestly,
if you haven't seen the movie, please go watch. It's older, but it's definitely, it's not old, but it's older in the terms of now, but it's so good. It's well, how would you describe it? Like a kind of like thrillery, but not really like
kind of like Mean Girls,
drama.
but a darker drama version, not for kids.
Yeah, definitely not.
Which is hilarious because I grew up watching it like 5, 6. I was like, I love that movie because of that movie. I love Jawbreakers for the longest time, which is crazy.
I wanted one so bad, but like honestly, I remember finally getting my hands on a Jawbreaker, and I have an aversion to sticky things. I can't handle like holding on to the thing. Like, I mean, like, because I couldn't fit it in my mouth, so I was definitely like just licking it, and then it gets sticky the more you lick it and hold it. And even though I was a kid, I could not handle that feeling.
Okay, yeah.
Hate them. But Ed, Edd and Eddy also made them look so scrumptious.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So I did that, and then hung out with my sister and brother and my mom a lot this week. Worked. Nice. I had so I don't know. Okay, I haven't mentioned it on here, but things with the other therapist I was on a wait list for, it didn't work because she was no longer taking our insurance, which was devastating. Yeah. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
And so she had recommended to me 2 other providers. So I reached out to both of them. Well, first I reached out to one of them because then I felt weird reaching out to 2 at once for some reason. Just like a weird, like, oh, I don't like. I think I would feel bad if one would be like, oh, hey, and then they both like try to book with me, and then I'd have to like,
to one of them.
So I reached out to one and was like, oh, hi, I see you're accepting patients. I was interested in becoming a new patient. Mm-hmm. And then she replied to my email and said, oh, yes, hi, what insurance are you going through? Sent ours back. Never got back to me. Like 4 days, 5 days had passed, and I was like, the weekend happened, so I was like, oh, maybe it's because it's the weekend. But then also during the week, I didn't receive any correspondence, so I was just like, oh.
Interesting.
Okay. I was like, cool. And I was like, okay,
they could have at least told you.
I was like, let me try to see about this other one. And then immediately when you go to this other one, it sets you up for an appointment right away.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, interesting. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about that, because what if we don't click? What if, like, I don't want to continue the process with them or whatever? And then I was a little sketched out at first because I had, like, set an appointment, put all my stuff, and then she had messaged me and was like, oh, hey, by the way, like, we can't do the appointment yet because we still need to process your insurance. Mm-hmm. So can we reschedule? And I was like, sure. Okay. So we rescheduled. And then I had misread a message that she sent me. And I honestly didn't read the whole message. It just said, oh, I'm confirming that we are. And then I was like, oh, yes. And like, that was it. And then the next day around the time, I'm like, what? I was like, I thought I'm supposed to get a link. What's going on? Yeah. So I wrote back and I was like, hey, I haven't received any link to our session. Like, what's going on? And then she took a while to write back, and she's like, oh, I thought you confirmed that you canceled your appointment. And I was like, wait, what? And I was like, no. And then I went up and I read the messages, and that is what it said. I just assume it said confirm the appointment, not that I had canceled the appointment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, my bad. Like, it was a mistake. I misread the message. And I said, but I didn't do anything on my end. So we rescheduled for the next day. And then I was kind of like feeling weird. I was like, geez, why is it so hard to like make an appointment? Why am I having all these obstacles?
Yeah.
I was just kind of annoyed. I was like, should I just cancel them and look somewhere else?
Right.
And I was like, okay, whatever. And she worked with me. And she's like, oh, yeah, let me like just squeeze you in at this time. Does that work for you? I was like, sure. So then we did it. And it was great. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved her.
That's awesome.
It was phenomenal. I was a little bit sad because she only does virtual
telehealth
video calls. Yeah. Which, cool. I was like, I kind of want it in person, but I guess as long as we're doing face-to-face, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And yeah, it was super cool.
Nice.
So excited.
I'm glad it all worked out.
Yeah.
What a roller coaster.
It's been a journey.
Yeah, what a roller coaster, but I'm glad it all worked out, honestly.
Yeah. And that's what even what she said. I was like, oh, how perfect that like your insurance worked and that happened, and then here we are. And I was like, wow. I was like, I already thought that, but the fact that you thought it too, just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, so.
Speaking of therapy, so you know that I'm going to days for a little bit, and
yeah,
my appointments are typically during the day, which is the time I'm going to be working.
Pause.
So I told him, like, I don't know, I can't make them anymore. I make the appointments anymore. And then he asked me if 5 o'clock would work. And I'm still nervous that with traffic and everything, I will end up being late. And then I'll end up paying a fee and not getting therapy at the same time.
Hold on. Have you GPS'd it from work to the place?
Yes.
How far is it?
Oh, miles?
No, like time-wise.
Time-wise, it says 20 minutes.
Okay.
I just feel like it's possible to have 10 minutes of delay. I do feel like it's possible.
Yes. And I mean, if that's a thing, I would just make sure you, like, when you go to days, just let everyone know, like,
I was going to say, because also I can't guarantee that I will get out exactly at the time I'm supposed to.
If you talk to them, they'll work with you.
You think?
So if you say, hey, and especially if you talk to the people that are, just say, hey, on this day I have a standing appointment. Would it be, like, because just tell them that, like, you'll get charged if you don't make it, and say, can I leave at 4? Can I leave at 4:15? And they'll work with you. It's only one day out of the week.
True.
So they're more lenient.
That's good. Because I have already messaged him, but maybe I'll message him again. Because I told him that thinking about it, I fear I would risk being late, and like I don't want to do that. And I said, so is it possible to do it later, or to do telehealth for now, or do something like that? I said, because I can't think of anything else. But that's a good idea. I didn't think about it. I should just tell them I'll try and talk to them when I can. My fear is that, like, I don't know. I guess I'm nervous. You know how I am with time. I get real anxious and stuff.
No, you should just let them know. They were very, like, if I had an appointment or anything. And the thing, the way HR went about it was that the person that was running the training program, so he would have to approve everything and send an email to our HR saying, hey, she's allowed to leave at this time, and loop her into the email. Mm-hmm. And then that way it's set up. Okay. So that was the cool thing. As long as he said it was fine, everything went. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I'll try to talk to them then.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. But how was your week?
I would say pretty uneventful. I've just been, I haven't really been doing much. I, like, downloaded some app games on my phone.
Fun. And which ones?
Okay, so, it's no secret, I'm a My Little Pony fan.
Yes.
They have, like, a game, like, an app, like, kind of like The Simpsons Click It or whatever it's called games where, like, you build a town.
Okay, kind of like a sim game.
Yeah, basically. Okay. But you're, like, you can't select any. You just do mini games.
Yes, yeah.
And, like, build a town. So, and unlock land, whatever. It's, like, one of those. So I got that, and I got, like, this balloon pop game or whatever, where it's, like, the balloon. It's like tower defense, but you're popping balloons.
Yeah.
But it's Adventure Time.
Oh, cool.
So it's that, and then I got this fashion one, which they're all so drastically like different.
No, that's good. You need that.
But yeah. But also because like I've been so stuck on Marvel Snap.
Yes, it's a great game.
So stuck on it that I guess I just needed something to break that up because I love card games, but I do overdo things sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I get so in fact like stuck on like whatever I'm really into, and then I just like play it until I'm like I feel like my head's gonna burst because I've just been staring at what feels like the same screen. Like all the games start blending. You know what I mean?
Like, what's going on?
I'm like, how did I get here? I'm like 10 times like further than I would have ever thought.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I got some different games to break it up.
Cool.
And then I re-downloaded Pokemon Go. So I've been doing that. I took the dogs for a walk with my partner, and we just like did some of there's like a couple gyms near us. So we beat them up and we got them. But there's somebody who probably lives right next to one of them because we live right next to one, and then there's one that's like a little bit close that we can still reach, but we're not right next to it. And there's somebody who is always beating up that gym, and we're like going back and forth. So I think they probably live right there too. Yeah, which I think is hilarious. But yeah,
fun.
Yeah. So other than that, I haven't really been doing much. I've been watching this show called Glow. Have you heard of it?
No.
It stands for Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it's like set in the 80s or the 70s. I want to say 70s maybe. But I'm not too sure. But they're like it's about this there's like a main character, but there's a whole cast of people, and like the main character is this girl who like wants to be an actress really bad, and she has a best friend who is an actress and was on a soap opera and stuff, but it's over because she had a baby and they like killed her character off, or they replaced her or something. And so she's just like a stay-at-home mom for now. And her friend, the main character, ends up sleeping with her husband.
Okay.
And it, like, kind of makes their relation... Like, it ends up being, like, you know, they're not friends or whatever, but the actress ends up going for a role of this wrestling character, because she thinks it's, like, an acting thing. But it's, like... It's just, like, a fun take on it, but it's super set in that time period. So there's, like, a lot of... addressing the issues of that time and stuff like that, and like racism, sexism, and like stuff like that. So obviously it also addresses wrestling's like stereotypes and stuff like that. Like if you think of WWE, how Vince McMahon used to say the N-word and like have all the like brown and black people have like really racist stereotypes only, and that was the only thing you could do. It's like kind of talks about that kind of stuff, but in the way that they are doing it. And there's like a director and he's like an asshole and stuff, but it's like a really good show. And I watched it when it came out. I think there's like 4 seasons or 6 seasons, but it's really, really good. And I do recommend it to people who kind of like wrestling, but also like drama and you know, fun girl time. It's definitely like girly. Okay, cool. I love it though. I love it. Glitter.
Nice. Today, I went to pick up my brother from the dealership because he got his tire rotation oil change. And then we went to breakfast. He invited me out and we went to Walden's.
Nice.
So
do you like Walden's?
I love Walden's.
The only times I've had it, I didn't like it. But
what have you tried?
I don't even know what they're called because it was a while ago. Okay. But was it the one kind of on Wells, you said?
So I think it's the one that used to be on Wells. They're like off of Arlington now, like kind of by the bridge downtown. But yeah.
They have multiple locations too.
Yeah. The one off of Wells, I think, moved over there though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's so nice.
Yeah, I haven't had it in so long.
But yeah, I'm a big fan of their burritos.
I've had a burrito from them. It had like potatoes and stuff.
Yeah, I always used to DoorDash the $20 breakfast burrito when I was in school. Like a few times a week. I was like, wow, dude, I don't have any money. I was like, oh yeah, because I spent like $60 on burritos this week.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but it was so good. And then I got like a lot of the class ordering them, and I was like, oh my god, I'm such a bad influence.
All of you guys just have these big burritos. That's so funny.
Yeah, and we'd just be eating like during theory, and I'm like, geez.
No, I love that. That's awesome.
But yeah, so that was good. And then I was going to say, well, you were talking about games. I also downloaded 2 games on my Xbox. I haven't played the other one, so I can't remember what it's called right now.
Yeah.
But the one I started to play is called Sushi, and it's on Game Pass.
Nice.
And it's this little robot, and you move to this little town called Rolling Hills.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they're like, oh, like, you're going to bring this town to life with your little sushi restaurant. So you start playing. And then, like, you get set up with a table. And it's like a serving game. Like, this little conveyor belt pops out sushi. People sit down and it'll tell you what kind of sushi. Sweet, fish, or I can't even remember anymore. But they have little icons and you just serve them. And then you progress through the game. You, like, buy ingredients from the neighbor. Then you buy, like, furniture down the street. And then there's a cafe where you, like, get to know your neighbors because they want you to have a good work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
But it's super cute. I played it for a few hours last night and it was fun.
Yeah. What is, like, the progression, like, fast?
I feel like it's at a good pace.
Okay.
It's not too fast, but, like, when I was playing, it's like, oh, you're capped, like, because you could just keep serving the restaurant, but it says, oh, hey, your restaurant is maxed out, progress in the game to keep, like, expand your ability to grow.
Do you know how much hours there is?
I have no idea.
That's cool, though.
Yeah. I've expanded my restaurant once so far, and I, like, made a huge, like, sushi to, like, some mythical god.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know, there's little tasks and stuff, but it's kind of cool. You get, like, a bunch of tasks at once type of deal, and I was like, that's kind of annoying. But when you go talk to people, it'll, like, ask you, like, it'll have a list of, like, what you want to talk about it. So if you have, like, a few tasks, you can pick, like, what you want to work on. And then I was like, oh, where do I go? Because I didn't know the map yet. And the floor, like, has, like, little sprinkly lights that you can just walk and it'll tell you you're going the right way.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so.
I've been just thinking about a Lollipop Chainsaw because it's going to come out in September. The remaster, so it's like the same game, but it's coming out in September, and I'm really, really excited because obviously my birthday. But also, when you were just talking about it, I remember this PlayStation 3 game that I had. I don't know if it was only on PlayStation, but that's what I played it on at the time. And it was called, like, Teddy or, like, Bad Teddy or something.
Okay, yeah.
Something Teddy something. And it was at the time where I was playing, like, there was, like, this princess game or, like, fairy tale game where it was, like, pretty brutal and, like, but it was cute because it was like bloody, but it was, like, all cute characters and stuff. And, like, you play as, like, Snow White and you could pick up a candy cane and you could, like, break someone's head or, like, whatever. And it was, like, a story game kind of thing, like a beat 'em up. And then I saw this game called this Teddy one or whatever, and you play as a teddy bear who's, like, kind of lives on the outskirts of town, and all the teddy bears in town are all happy and, like, really cute and, like, fun, and then you're, like, all mad about it.
Okay.
So then it's, like, this narrator, and it's, like, a storybook game, so he'll, like, go, like, today the bears were having a party or whatever, and it shows them having fun. And it's like, but they didn't invite you, and then
my gosh.
you're all upset in your cave or whatever, and then you go kill them all.
Oh my god.
Yeah, every mission is you go kill them all or whatever.
That's hilarious.
It was really crazy that I was playing that kind of game. I don't even know how old I was, but it was a fun game.
Yeah, did you win every time?
Well, it's cool because I feel like it was like what is it called? Like where you're the killers are chasing after you and you have to survive kind of games, like with the teams, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like Dead by Daylight, stuff like that. I think it was like that before these games are even out, except it's like not multiplayer. It's just you're the killer. And there's different ways. Like you could set traps, like by, if they want to call the cops or whatever, you can set a trap on the phone. So if they use it, they die or whatever. And it'll show you like a little cut screen and then the narrator talks.
Cute.
And it just was like, it's so cool because I feel like, I don't know, maybe it got missed because I feel like I don't hear anybody ever talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
Maybe it was like a little indie game.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but it was pretty cool because you get like a top hat. You like dress them up.
That's cute.
It was cute. I'll have to show you pictures later.
Okay.
But yeah. Have you been playing anything else?
No, it was like the first time I've played since we played Fortnite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did my coworker's hair during the week. I went into work on my off day because like we work on the weekend, and then like they're like, oh, well, she has to come in when she's off, and I was like, okay, and I was like, I guess I'll come in on my day off. I was like, to do it, so I did. It was fine. It came out fine. I was kind of upset. I feel like when I do anything with hair, I'm such a harsh critic on myself.
Sure.
I'm just like, oh, I don't like how it looks. I could have did way better. Like, I don't know. It just really like irritates me. I'm like, But then I saw it today, and I was like, oh, because she had a few days off, and then she came in today, and I was like, your hair looks great. I don't know what I was stressing about.
Yeah. I feel like that's just like being an artist, you know? Like you do the work and you're looking at it for so long, and then you're like, I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't vibe with it. But you got to take that break and not look at it. And then look at it and be like, oh, there it is.
Who did this?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy though. But yeah, you do hair great. Everyone always loves their haircuts. And
thank you. I know. I'm always so terrified that everyone is just lying to me and telling me that they like them.
They all just walking around with the craziest haircuts.
They're like, I love it. And then they're just like crying.
No.
It's the memes. And I'm like,
that would be horrible. But did you see that? Did you see that TikTok of the little girl who wanted like a wolf cut really short? No. And then it's like flat and it looks like coconut head, like.
No, I did not see that.
I have to show it to you. It's so funny because I thought how funny. I just feel like it wasn't styled, probably. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is something that I feel like probably not a lot of people understand. It's like, I'm not even a hairstylist or anything, but I see a lot of videos where people are like get upset after they go to their haircut because it's not really what I'm looking for, but it's like because you haven't styled it. Like, what do you mean?
And the thing is, like, I know that like a lot of people like will love their hair right after because it's styled, but like a lot of people also like opt out on styling to save money. And then like if you don't style your hair, it's not gonna look that way. And that's when I tell people when they show me a photo, they're like, I really like this. And I said, okay, I'm like, do you style your hair every day? And they're like, no, never. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, it's only gonna look like that if you style it.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh. I was like, yeah, my hair looks super cute when it's styled. I do not style it. Yeah. Rarely. Yeah. You know? I'm like, I have a bunch of layers. I have a shag.
I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like the expectation is that it's always going to look like the photo they bring in or something.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works.
I'm like, and sometimes it is, and that's awesome, but.
Yeah, that's up to you to continue that. I don't know. That's just my thing. But, yeah, oh my God. I have been eating this sushi called the lemon drop.
Yeah, it sounds good. Is it raw?
Yeah.
Ugh, I would say it sounds raw.
I'm pretty sure it's raw, but it's so fucking delicious. I could eat so much of it.
I have been craving sushi so bad lately, especially now that I'm playing a sushi game.
Yeah, you're just
and like and as you progress you unlock different rolls and stuff. And then like I unlocked the California roll and my mouth started to water and I was like, holy fuck, dude, get me to a sushi place ASAP.
I know, dude, I love sushi so much. Yeah. But it's so good. I can't stop thinking about it. I also really, really want sushi right now.
Okay. Too bad there's not like a late
24-hour sushi
place. Yeah.
There needs to be more 24-hour of everything, honestly.
You know what?
Not everybody's confined to the daylight.
Yeah. Also, you know, it's really surprising is that I was door dashing last weekend a lot. And that Keystone is finally 24 hours again. Oh, really? And by that section on Keystone, if you're in Reno, you know, it's like a McDonald's across from a Jack in the Box. And then across the street, it's a Taco Bell next to a Burger King. And all of them are like, at least on Friday, Saturday, they're like 24 hours. And I was like, at least we have that.
Yeah.
I was like, because I was like, dude, where are we getting food from this late? And I was like, oh, okay. These places are open. Even the restaurant down the street from my house is open till 3 during the week, too. And I'm like, well, better than nothing.
Exactly. I guess so. But I always want what I want specifically 24 hours when I want it.
Old days where everything was open all the time.
And you could literally go anywhere and just get some food and whatever you wanted. The days. The pandemic really changed
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And
Well,
it was like,
even like your therapist.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great example.
You don't do in person anymore. And I was like, I get it. Though I remember when I worked from home during the pandemic. And as soon as that started, and as soon as I worked from home for one day, this thought entered my head. And I was like, working a job where, okay, well, I was working for Microsoft, and I was working we started at 9, and it was supposed to be 9 to 5, but we'd get there, 8:40, 8:45.
Yeah.
If I was on time. Sometimes it was a little bit late. We have a little grace period.
Yeah.
And then, we would have to take a lunch, and then we'd have to take a dinner because we were getting off at 9, 10, 11, 12. The latest I worked was till 4:30 in the morning one time. And
Damn.
you're just in the office in your little cubicle. And we didn't even have cubicles. We had those desks with little walls, which
That's
was
cubicles.
kind of, but when I first started, they had actual big cubicles, and they're like, yeah, we're getting rid of these so we could put more people. And I'm like, whack.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm working 15, 12, whatever hour days, and I'm just at the office. And then that first day when I got to work those same hours, but I was home with my dogs, and I was like, holy moly.
Yeah.
And I just, the bathroom, always clean, so close.
Yeah.
If I wanted a snack, I would just go to the kitchen.
Yeah.
And I was
That's true.
This is great. And I said, when this is over, I'm not going back to the office. And if they don't let me stay home, I'm going to quit. And then about almost 2 years later, they're like, hey, come back to the office. And I was like, can we do hybrid?
Mm-hmm.
Can we do from home?
Mm-hmm.
No, there's no way we can do it. It's not a sustainable method.
They haven't been doing it.
And I was like, we've been doing it for almost 2 years. I'm like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, no. And 60% of the company quit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and they just replaced everyone.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I'm like,
so
and I was working 80-hour weeks from home. Mm-hmm. So, and 80 hours sounds ridiculous. It was 60 to 80 hours. And it is ridiculous. But when you're at home, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Because
you're going to go to bed and you're still home. You didn't have to travel anywhere.
And I would do my cases so quick. I just freaking do nothing all day. I was playing COD. I feel
Fortnite. And that's what napping. They hate about it. Is that you can do your work, be productive, and have time to do shit for yourself.
I'm
and they
in
hate
the shower.
That.
Yeah.
They hate it. You're literally, I remember hanging out with you and you just have your laptop with you while we're traveling.
With my laptop,
literally.
Yeah. And they're like, you're not allowed to do that. And I'm
Which is crazy. You're still getting the work done.
No. I'm like, I'm still the number one top performer. I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah. Why hate? Why? If it's working,
yeah. I'm so when she said that, I was like, okay, I totally understand.
But bye.
I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
I'd love to work from home still.
Yeah. That'd be, I think it, yeah. Well, there's Facebook groups and stuff dedicated to people finding jobs specifically that are work from home.
Yeah.
Because people are tired of it.
Yeah.
If you can do it from home, why not?
Yeah. I just don't like phone jobs. And that's what I really liked about that job. It was just on your computer and all correspondence was through email.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. No phones, no.
And you met friends. There's a bug that showed up. And you met friends. I mean, even still. So it's what's the matter? I don't know.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
And I was even willing to say, I told them, okay, what if I work my regular 9 to 5? I said, but when I go on dinner, can I go to my house and finish the last 4 hours from home? No.
Wow.
I was all right. Well,
you tried to compromise.
I tried everything, and I was like, nope.
That's crazy. Yeah, I really do feel like they just hate their employees having time.
And I'm like, in the long run, isn't this cheaper for you? You're not paying for the building. You're not paying for the Wi-Fi. You're not paying for the chefs down in the Microsoft cafe.
If people get hurt, they're at their house.
Yeah.
I don't know. It really does feel like they just want to be able to micromanage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah, but it's a fact. We can't say it loud enough. The companies will never listen. When you treat your employees amazing, they work harder for you.
Yes.
It's just a fact.
Okay, so
more productive.
Lately I've been watching the new season of Love Island because, I love reality TV.
The American one?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also the new Keeping Up, or not Keeping Up, the Kardashians, whatever. And in the last episode, they go to this one prison, and it's like the first prison that they opened with the intentions of putting more into the reform aspect, like schooling, this, and that. And then when they go, I'm like, these people were so happy.
Wait, which one is this? This is Love Island?
No, the Kardashians.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, Kim's the lawyer and she does a lot of the prison reformation.
Right.
But, yeah, and so this one where she goes to, everyone's so happy. Everyone's freaking getting degrees, getting their masters, getting their bachelors, doing this, and that. And, like, they're so happy. And I'm like, it's crazy that if a place just treats you right, how you can develop into such a better person.
Yeah, you can flourish.
Versus the
treating
other
you like an animal,
regular
a criminal,
prisons, yeah.
fucking like a piece of shit. Yeah, exactly. And I can't say that loud enough either. Like, I feel like I've had that conversation too. Because, like, when I was talking to our mutual friend that I said had, and coworker who I said had, a BA or whatever in fucking criminal justice.
Yes, yeah.
They wanted to do something in, like, the law aspect. And, I just was like, but what are you, like, I just can't understand how cramming a bunch of people in a small, dirty space and treating them like animals is supposed to help anybody reform.
Yeah.
But I have a question about that. Did they happen to mention how long the prisoners were, like, majority of them are average lifetimes?
Majority of them are lifers.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, it's great. But we need to be, like, developing that for people who are gonna get out, too.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, lifers, it is important because I will say, like, it happens in, like, prison, like, other prisons where for lifers will kill or try and fight people who are about to get out to stop them from getting out because it's, like, if I'm miserable, you're miserable type thing. And it's whack. But, like, so I'm sure, like, having some new outlook where it's, like, well, I'm in here forever. But, like, having the tools to still make it a livable experience, and maybe becoming a better person regardless of being able to get out or not.
Yeah.
But, like, the people who are gonna get out, that's, like, because they're only, because they don't have a reform like that, they're just being trained to come back.
Yeah.
And that's fucking unfortunate. I will always say, like, if you treat somebody like an animal, like a criminal, like a piece of shit, they're gonna be a criminal and a piece of shit. Like, because you've told them that's all they are.
Yeah.
That's all they got to do. Like, it's crazy. It's so sad, too, how, like, we just see so many examples of that, and we still have no prison reform.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like I'm just, like, I don't know. I hate it. But
same.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I was gonna say, I just had this thought pop back into my head, but I saw a TikTok a while ago where this lady is posting because her husband is now mad at her because she was somewhere and the question got brought up. If you can choose to lose the ability to have a child for the rest of your life, to let your pets live as long as you do, would you do it? And she said yes.
Yeah.
And her husband was pissed about it. And apparently the person that asked was also appalled that she said that.
Do they have kids already?
I don't know. She doesn't elaborate. But my question is, like, would you?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because I always say that. I'm always like, I hope, honestly, I know that they're not, but it's like, I always kind of say jokingly, kind of not jokingly, like, I always wish that I don't have to see them die. I die before they go because I can't live without them.
In this scenario, is like they die with you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Was like, that's perfect.
That would be amazing. Like, if I die early, then I guess we're all going. But, like, if I get to old age, I want them to definitely be there with me. I love my little babies,
Yeah.
Because I already have them also. It's not like, I feel like if it was like, you have a baby, but like, and pets, and it's like to have them live forever, you have to vanish your baby. That's a totally different question.
Of course.
But if they don't have kids at all, it's like, who cares? Who gives a fuck? Like, it's a hypothetical anyway. Why is he getting mad?
It's not like a real thing that's out there to use.
It's not like her pets are gonna live forever. And she's no longer able. Like, that's a wild thought.
Yes.
That's crazy. Yeah. Some people take shit so personally.
Yeah, but that popped into my head, so I had to ask.
Would you?
Would also.
Yeah. I was gonna say no question. No question. I thought for sure you would.
I think I would definitely not have as many pets as I'm gonna have this lifetime, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a lot. But
and you don't want them to all live forever?
No, I would, but I think knowing me, I'd want such a large pack that money-wise, I probably wouldn't be able to sustain all my pets.
Sure.
But I would definitely have like a crew of like maybe 6, maybe 8. Who knows?
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, but that'd be cool. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe I would get smaller animals since they never live that long anyway. I'd go back to owning mice. It would stop hurting my heart.
Oh, you're the diversity I didn't think about.
I was going to say, if it's all my pets, then I'm going to go
oh my God, my
mice.
Aquarium is going to be thriving.
Yes,
Holy
that would be crazy. Because honestly, some people consider like plants their pets too.
Me, yeah.
So, plants living forever.
I'm like, they're kind of my kids. My mini monstera that I have, dude, within the past month, 2 months, it's just bloomed like 5, 6 little leaves, and I'm like, you're just so happy. And I was like, I like it because you see it like happen. So, and like for a while, I'm like, I was like, dude, is this plant okay? And then a little guy's coming out right now, and I was like, oh my God, you love it here.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I love that. Heck yeah. I have been talking to, the other day I was talking to our friend and coworker as well. Yeah. Who, I feel like I don't really get too personal with most of the time. And then I don't know, for whatever reason, we were just talking about, but we were just talking about being younger. Yeah. And like, because I asked first, I said, I just be asking the most random questions. Not like random, like weird things, but like just random topics.
Just whatever pops into your head.
Yeah, and I said, would you join a rugby team? And she was like,
rugby.
She was
I love rugby.
Yeah, she had a jersey on and everything. She was like, maybe, I don't know. And I was like, well, if there was like an all-girl team or something, I think I would, like, and I was like, but I think I would want like somebody I know to also join. I was like, I guess that's why I'm asking. And then I was like, did you play sports when you were in school? And they were like, yeah, I played soccer. And so I started talking about how I used to play soccer in elementary school, but I only lasted a little bit because this kid would keep kicking the ball at my shins.
What a dick.
And then I got on B team, and then I never played, so I quit because that's just who I am, and I've been that way since a kid. Okay. But I quit, and I joined the cheerleading team for that soccer team.
Okay, nice.
But that was the last time I ever did any sports for a school.
Okay.
Typically, after that, I only ever played, like, basketball courts during recess or after school or during summer break or whatever, or football in the field or whatever, but not for team. And we were talking about that, and they were the same way. And I was like, that's so cool. But, like, they were good at sports.
Yes.
So, she was on a team and, like, whatever, but then they would play outside of school. So we were talking about that stuff, and we were talking about how, like, we weren't really interested in boys at all. Like, we didn't want to date and stuff. I was, like, talking about how, like, my first couple boyfriends, I didn't even want them to be my boyfriend.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what age range is, like, middle school, high school, elementary?
Like, first boyfriend?
No, like, the sports you guys are playing.
So, all the way into middle school, I would say. High school is kind of where it stopped for me. I don't know about for them.
Yeah.
But for me, it was definitely, like, freshman year. I think because I started developing.
Yeah.
And then, they treat you differently. You're no longer part of the pack. Like, you're not part of the guys, because you got boobs.
You grow some boobs and you're out of here.
Exactly.
Dude.
And I was definitely, like, from nothing to something very quickly.
Yeah.
So, like, there was no, like,
in between.
Yeah, going into it, like, hey, I'm still a guy. There. Like, it's just like, boom, now she has boobies and we can't look at her because we're all hormonal or whatever.
Yes.
But it's like, Because actually that was one of the things he talked about is how in middle school, like towards the end of the year, this one kid came up to me who I used to play football with in elementary school. Like we straight would tackle each other. Like this isn't even flag football. Like we're tackling each other. I played basketball with him and the other boys in middle school. And then at the end of the year, towards the end of the year, he comes up to me and he tells me he has had a crush on me and he wants to be my boyfriend and stuff. And I was like, whoa, we're friends. Like what's happening? And he called me a bitch.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it was like my first dose of like, oh, some dudes can't handle rejection.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not even that I didn't find him cute or anything or I didn't care for him. Because obviously I loved him. He was my friend.
Yeah.
But I wanted him to be my friend. I didn't want a boyfriend.
And that's okay.
Yeah. It should have been okay. But it's like, it felt bad. And so I think I was telling her like, the pressure that I kind of felt with those first couple boyfriends, because even in elementary school, I was telling her every time I had a boyfriend, I felt like I was putting my life on the line because I had a very strict family.
Okay, yeah.
I wasn't allowed to have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And there I am having a boyfriend behind their backs, and I don't even want them to be my boyfriend. Like, what was I doing it
You're
for?
like, what is this for?
I was so stressed out as like a kid, like for no reason. All I had to do was say no, but I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
I felt like, and I think it comes from the very first boyfriend I ever had.
Okay.
It was elementary school. I was walking in a line, in elementary school where they make you line up.
Line up, yes.
And so I'm walking in a line to the computer class. And he's sitting on the wall because he got kicked out of the class. He has to sit on the wall. And he tells me, do you want to be my girlfriend? Mm-hmm. And literally my first thought is like, why? Like my first thought is like, why do you want me to be your girlfriend? Like, why do I want a boyfriend? Like, what is going on? And then I'm like, I don't know. I think my friend in line or something was like, say yes,
And you're like, oh God, okay.
And then I go around the corner and I'm like, yes. Like I yell, yes, yes, over the building. I hear him, yippee, woohoo, whatever. Right? I go to computer class and I literally remember the stress immediately. Like I remember being in computer class like, why do I have a boyfriend now? Like, what does this mean? What do I do next? So then I remember, like, we had the same bus together, and he had this friend that was a girl that was also on the same bus. Mm-hmm. And she was kind of my friend, but not mostly his friend.
Okay.
And he had won a perfect attendance bear because the elementary school theme was a bear. He gave it to me. But again, I have strict parents. And so I was like, I can't take this home. They're going to ask where I got it. No, I gave it to my friend, and I was like, I guess just bring it. Every day, like, yeah, and I'll just like,
you bring this back for me?
And she took it, but I never ever saw it again.
She was like, guess what my boyfriend got me?
Which, whatever, I was okay with.
Yeah.
And I remember telling him, like, I feel like a few days later, honestly, I can't remember how long it was, but being like, I don't want to be your girlfriend anymore.
Yeah.
Because it was too much pressure for me. And he went to the back of the bus, and his friend came up to me and was like, Destiny, what are you doing? You're ruining your one chance at love and happiness.
What the?
And I remember being like, is she right? I was like, is she right? Is this the guy I was supposed to be with forever in my whole life, even though I don't even want a boyfriend right now? Like, what the fuck am I doing? So I think I said yes. And then we ended up breaking up anyway. Like, it just was like, it's obviously elementary school. It's like, what the fuck? You can't even date in elementary school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know what the fuck all that was, but I think it kind of set some weird pressure for me in the future. Yeah. Like every time I'm with somebody, is this
what does this mean? Yeah. What are we doing? Where is this going?
Exactly. Yeah. And like, is this the one chance I have or whatever? Yeah. Or is it like,
is this the only shot at love? Yeah.
And I feel like that pressured me into getting more boyfriends, which I didn't want. I don't know. Some of them obviously I did care for and liked that. Yeah. But that was later on in my life. Like childhood boyfriends or whatever. Yeah. I feel like none of them I even wanted to be with.
Okay.
And I remember finally like being of the age to say no. Like to advances. Because I feel like, and it's so fucked up because like I think back on it and I don't want to say like I'm a victim. Because it feels like just because I couldn't say no, I was going along with everything, but they don't know that. You know what I mean? So it's not like they knew that and were taking advantage of it, but it's like, I definitely had like kisses and stuff that I didn't want to happen, but I was just saying yes.
Yeah.
Because I thought I should. I don't know. Because I didn't want him to call me a bitch, you know, or whatever.
Yeah, imagine if What Was I Made For came out at that age.
Yeah. Well, there was, okay. And I think that goes, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, have you heard the song SEX by Life Jennings?
No.
I'll have to play it for you.
Okay.
But I love that song, and I still love it to this day. But it's Life Jennings and this Lala Brown, I think is her name, and they're singing. And they go, he's singing, and then she does like kind of a chorus thing.
Okay.
And has her own part. But they're basically telling a story of a young girl who hits maturity, grows hips and boobies.
Okay.
And now older men are treating her like she's an adult and putting this pressure on her, whatever. And they say, boys will tell you anything to get in your pants.
Yes, which has been like something I grew up with my whole life.
Yes. And that's what this song is like pretty much teaching. And I think that's why, like, to me, not that virginity is something that I guess could matter to you. It doesn't have to matter to you. But if it does, that's where my head was at the time, too. Yeah. So even though I had all these boyfriends and stuff, there was no way in hell I was ever going to have sex with anybody. Because to me, I was like, I'll never get my virginity back. So, like, this is the most precious thing I have.
My precious.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that's what that song is talking about, which is, like, so funny because I think because I listened to that song, it influenced me to really make sure that I wasn't just giving it up to anybody. And I feel like if that song, What Was I Made For came out then, or if there was more songs about how, like, you're more important than the mans or the other people who want you, then maybe. But then also, I don't know, there's some pretty good anthems back then.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure. But do you have, so we were talking about stuff like that.
Okay.
Do you have any memories or thoughts or ideas about ever being pressured into something or relationships or situations in things like that because you think, I guess if I don't, I might be missing out, or if I don't, they might be really upset at me?
No, I feel like I haven't. I feel like I grew up really, really fast just because the way my life played out. I just grew up really fast. So, I don't know. I feel like, I don't even know. I think and the way that my mom has instilled certain thoughts in my head, like, I don't think I've ever felt like I was going to miss out on anything or like, this is my only chance or, I'm just like, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Well, okay, so another thought that, like, crossed my mind while talking to this friend was that, because me and her are both LGBTQ+, we're both bi, and so we were talking about, like, when we were talking about being young and, like, not wanting boyfriends and still having a boyfriend or whatever, and they were telling me about their insecurities and how kind of that, like, caused them to be a certain type of person. Like, they admitted to being kind of a bully.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, what you're saying all makes sense. Like, I feel like that's what we learn about bullies later on in life is, like, it's an insecurity thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think anyone should be faulted for how you are as a child. Because it's, like, really, it is, like, a makeup of everything around you and stuff like that. And I was like, so I don't know. I feel like when you mentioned, like, growing up and stuff like that, God, I have so many thoughts going through my head right now, like jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
But like the growing up really fast and stuff like that, I feel like when my little brother was born and stuff like that, I feel like that's when it really hit for me. Like, oh, I can't. Like, I don't know. Because, okay, so what a really distinct memory I have of my brother being
You're
born.
like, my life is over. I have to share everything.
Listen, I at the time my brother was being born, I had a rock collection. Okay, hold on, bear with me. I had a rock collection, and it wasn't like nothing crazy. It was literally just rocks I liked. Like, they're probably just plain ass rocks
outside.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, this is my rock collection now. And I was playing Dora the Explorer on a Game Boy.
Yes.
And then I remember my brother being born, and I remember having an RC car, and that RC car being ran over in the street while we were using it because the car just drove over it.
Yeah. This almost sounds like a bad dream.
And then I just remember being an adult. Like, I don't know, it feels like there's such a huge gap in everything, and it's like so weird, like, to think about. And like some people remember like second to like fourth grade, and I don't. And I'm sure I remember 5th grade, and some people don't remember their 5th grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so interesting how certain years really, really stuck, and some years just, who knows what happened in those years, you know what I mean? Like, and it's not to say anything bad, but it's just like, in general, what happened?
Yeah. So from what I have learned throughout life, don't know the exact science, but it's like, due to a tremendous amount of trauma, people will block out parts of their life, and that's why a lot of people don't remember certain things versus others.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. It was like, not to say anything was bad, because I just think some people don't remember things. Not every memory is going to be remembered, especially as a child. So, and that is also to say, like, I think that that's true, and I think we've all kind of heard it, is the thing, is, and I feel like a lot of people attribute their lost memories to stuff like that. But then they start putting like negative thoughts on their own memories because of those reasons, and then it causes more reason to think that something bad happened to you. But like we were talking about last time, every memory is a memory of a memory. And cycle and cycle and cycle.
Yeah.
So every time you think about it, whether it be good or bad, you're impacting the way you remember it. So if you start remembering something bad, like if you start thinking my childhood was bad because I can't remember something, then you're probably going to find more reasons to think that your childhood was bad because you're remembering it badly, which is another point for like having a better outlook on life and in general outlook on everything. Mind over matter, if you will. What you think of is how you're going to feel. Always.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess try and always have a positive outlook, even when it's hard. That's the like best thing you can do for yourself.
I love that. Great advice.
I'm just saying to remember things like in a positive light or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're like, no, I don't think I failed that test. I definitely aced it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in general.
Yeah.
At least you won't remember like how fucking shitty you felt when you failed it, you know?
Yeah.
You'll be like, yeah, but then right after I fucking failed the test, I fucking got to go to art class or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had a great time. Like, that's like a different outlook, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, I mean, it's hard, dude, but we do be doing something different. Like, it's like that meme on TikTok. Have you seen it where it's like, well, I think it's just a meme in general, but I seen it on TikTok where it's like an audio and it's like, and then I shift my perspective and that's when my life got better or whatever. And it's usually like when I gotta watch my nephew and it's like, oh man, I don't want to, you know, whatever. And it's like, but then I remember he's only a kid once. It's like I gotta shift my perspective and then my life got different. It's like that. I like that. Anyway, I like that trend.
No, I haven't seen that trend, but I did see this one video, and it's a mom, and she's like, ugh, when you walk into your child's room and you just see this huge mess. And when you look on the floor, it looks crazy. There's toys everywhere. Mm-hmm. And then she's like, but if you get down on their level and see it from their perspective, and she gets down on the ground and moves the phone, and you could see it's like the house and a hotel. Yeah. And I was like, ew.
I love that. Let kids be kids, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah.
Kids really be kids.
You're really learning. They're really just learning. That's wild.
Or you know what TikToks are always like, me when I'm annoyed at my mom or something, and then I remember she's also just a kid trying to figure it out for the
first time too. Yeah. Yeah, or like the ones where it's like when they ask me a stupid question about a computer or whatever, and it's like, but I remember they taught me how to wipe my ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
stuff like that.
You're like, damn.
It's like at some point you didn't know shit either.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but yeah, definitely, I love that.
I was gonna say, I also went to 2 of my brother's basketball games this week.
Ballin'.
Yes, super fun.
Oh, did he win?
Yeah, his team's undefeated.
Hell yeah!
Him and this other guy and another girl. The last 3 games pretty much carry the team.
Okay, I thought you were about to tell us it's only them 3 versus the whole team. I was gonna say
I'm really proud when I watch my brother play. He's my 14-year-old. They get so annoyed when I can't remember the exact date. And I was like, at least I remember all 5 birthdays, guys. Give me a break.
For sure.
But he's such a team player. He gets the ball and he's passing the ball to everyone. He's helping block the team. Yeah. He gets the ball. He's looking and he's throwing it to different people each time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. Versus like what you usually see, ball hog, and just like, I'm going to be the MVP.
Or I'm better. Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool. And like, he'll go for it sometimes, but he definitely shares. And I was like, oh, that's a really cool way to just do that automatically because no one was like, you have to pass it to this guy, this guy, this guy. Yeah. And
it's just teamwork in general.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. That's really cool. It reminds me of Inside Out too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley.
Yeah, exactly. And the conundrum of passing or not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. That's really cool. I feel like I was really good at sports when I played them, and then I just stopped. And then now I don't think I have a physical attribute at all. Like if I was a video game character, my strength and my endurance, everything would be so down. Everything, my charisma might be like a little bit higher than mid, but not. But that's it. Like there's no way. I'm not fast. I'm not strong. I can't last.
Brain power. We're the mastermind.
That's true. Put me on a quiz. I got you. I got you. If it's pop culture, not if it's math. I'm low there too. Oh no. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should work on that. Because there's this journaling prompt. I don't know if I've already talked about it, but the 10 life or whatever, top 10 life or whatever, and you choose 10 things about your life that maybe it's like you put them on a scale from 1 to 10. You don't have to choose 10. That's typically what you do, but I've seen people do less.
Yeah.
But you put them on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being you don't need to work on it anymore. It's perfect. You love the routine. You love what you do already for that area.
Yeah.
You put household, family, animals, all of this different stuff, art. But maybe I should put physical ability on there, because I always say I want to be stronger like a Joe Star, and then I sit on the couch vaping and ruining my bones.
You're I gotta get strong so when I hit the vape nothing happens.
Yes, I can deal with the yeah, exactly. Yeah. I stay exactly where I'm at.
You're just, nice try, vape. You're in the gym hitting the vape.
So funny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. But I guess I encourage everyone to think about what they would put in their top 10 life and how you would rank them, and being honest with yourself. If 10 is don't need to work on it anymore, and 1 is I am so unhappy with where I'm at in this particular area in my life, whether that be sex life, whether that be the way you eat, or your spirituality, or your meditation, or more specific stuff like drinking water, all those kinds of things you can do. If you want to read more books, put books on there, and be honest about how you'd rank them and stuff like that. And then I guess check in with yourself every now and then and see how you feel about it. But I think it helps you prioritize some stuff,
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to right off the bat, I guess it's the end, but the end of the bat, get into gratefulness. I am really grateful for my friends and family who make time for me, and it's just really nice to have a solid support system through life.
Yeah.
And, if you don't have one, you should work on building one. Even if it's 1 to 2 people, it's better to have some structure to build off of.
And I think also, just to kind of add on, not to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
But also getting rid of dead weight.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. And also very grateful for just classic, good, scary movies. I just recently rewatched The Sixth Sense, and I love that movie.
Hell yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. It's just added to HBO Max, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I was stoked.
If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. That's a fucking great movie. Great horror movie.
Yeah, I agree. Great movie.
Yeah. I remember the twist of it being so oh.
I know.
You know what I mean? Jaw dropped.
Yes. Yeah.
It was crazy.
That's why that one and the others. So good.
I love a good fucking movie, dude.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Children of the Corn? Was that a movie?
I haven't seen that one yet.
There's a few of them, so.
Yeah, and
but some of them are great.
One so I almost put on Signs the other day, but the person that was over was
terrified.
No. And I played the trailer. I was I'm not gonna play, I'm just gonna play the trailer. And I was dude, this looks so cheesy. I was
yeah.
I feel even back then I wouldn't be scared, but I was that's not fair. I was conditioned to like scary things. So yeah, I was I don't think it would have hit me that hard, but.
Well, I don't know though, because what if, I mean, we'll never know because you're not a kid anymore. We can't test it out. But I was going to say, I loved scary things as a kid, loved to watch horror movies and slashers, specifically Scary Movie and Chucky and stuff like that. But I was still scared of clowns because of it, like when I was a kid, and it's corny as fuck. Like you go watch it now and you're like, okay, but to me as a kid, that one got me. I was like, my drains, he can come out of my drains. He's like a celestial creature. He could be any shape he wants. Like that's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I guess. Speaking of scary movies, I know we went from like gratefulness to scary movies.
That's so funny.
But I don't think I've ever been scared of any scary movies. None of them like creep me out. I've never been scared of like clowns or like this or that.
You can't think of any scary movie even as a kid that like gave you a little bit of like a, oh my god, are my windows closed, is my door closed type thing?
No.
That sucks. Like, I'm sorry. That's like the main point of horror movies, is to make you feel that way.
Oh.
And if you haven't felt
so
that
brave.
way, that sucks.
Dude, I know. And that's why I've thought about writing a scary movie. Because I feel like
you would be afraid of?
Maybe.
Because I feel like it's not just the writing. Like when it comes to a great horror movie, that's why I think Jordan Peele's movies are so good, because it doesn't just encompass like the story. The story is always really good, but it's the audio, it's like the music. It's what they're not the
my
missing
creative genius.
The missing of music. It's the tears on the right time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
trust
all of
me.
that is out of your hand.
If anyone could make a great movie, any genre, I feel like would be you and me. Our attention to detail.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It would be out of our control at some point. Like, we would have to get actors, and then we can't guarantee those actors are good. I know a bunch of
dramatic bitches, let me tell you.
I can't say that they would hit my vision exactly, is what I'm saying. I'd be willing, but I don't know if it would be exactly what I imagine for the scene. You know,
it's just you and me and the whole thing.
We just act everything. We direct
we're in different
everything.
disguises.
We're props. We're like everything. Yeah, I could see that happening. Honestly, two man show. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but what are you grateful for?
I am grateful for my family and pets always. I'm grateful for my garden. I was kind of like, it was so hot recently, and I did kind of neglect it for a day, and then I noticed like from my window how fucking terrified they were. Like you could see them like, oh my god, the sun is killing us, you know? And I was like, shit, I gotta get out there and like take care of them. And I did, and I felt bad for them. But I've been growing these sunflowers, and they're growing strong, so I'm really like grateful for that, because I've never been somebody who can grow things well. I don't know what it is, why, but I just can't do it.
I think it's just like trial and error, and like the more you try, the better you get.
I think maybe I'm just like trying too hard sometimes, and I just like breathe down
a lot
their
of
necks.
Times like plants are like dramatic, and sometimes they just like to like be left alone, like like they're like, I'm almost dying.
I'm overbearing, you know,
and then they're like
drowning
let
them.
Me breathe.
Yeah
I'm
like,
well, I love like when I watch videos and they're like, not my plant being dramatic, and it looks like they're dying. And they get like a little cup of water, and they're like up and alive.
Yes, I love that. So I'm grateful for that, and then I'm grateful just for therapy. I'm grateful for being able to talk to a third party that's like literally out of my entire life, and I'm grateful for my honesty. Honestly, I'm grateful that I can be as honest as I am.
No, definitely. That was like the first thing my therapist said, like feedback wise. She's like, "Wow, thank you for being so open." And like, I was like, "Oh yeah,
that's the only way you're gonna get work done." Yeah. Anyway, so I guess we'll just end it with a quote. Yeah,
let's do it.
Okay, I have one from Emily Dickinson, the mother of poetry. From her poem Hope is the Thing with Feathers. The quote is, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul." And that, you know, if you've heard the poem before, etc., etc. Super good. Check it out.
I
love
it.
But yeah, keep that hope alive and well. Don't let anybody tarnish it for you. And have a great day, evening, and good night.
Bye.
Bye.